Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello. Today on This Old House, we break down boxes.
Ooh.
We have a few.
And what's going in your M3?
I don't know. This. Maybe. This. And this. We have many boxes. So I'm just degreasing the head surface and getting it nice and clean and dry for the head gaskets. They're, like I said, they're Cometic, so you don't want any kind of oil or anything beneath them. I'm trying to use like a microfiber just to try to cut down on any lint that I leave behind, because I'm kind of weird and anal about that. And I used wax and grease remover first. Now I'm using a little bit of ether because it evaporates really quickly, so shouldn't leave like a residue behind or anything.
Yeah.
Cometic's like the standby for like multi-layer steel head gaskets. Like an engine building, like that's like a well-known brand for head gaskets. I'm using Cometic head gaskets because that's what my engine builder told me to use, and that's what I prepped everything for. So like he prepped the block and the head surface to the correct surface finish, which is like a 40 RA if I remember correctly. Just not like super fine. What we're doing here is getting it aligned on the dowel pins, but they seem to be pretty tight. The first thing is to make sure that everything lines up, that the rivets aren't going to be pinched anywhere that hold the head gasket together. Front goes to the front. It's the most important thing. Again, make sure there's no overhangs, they're not out of place, not defective in any way. I'm going to install a couple head studs just to help guide the head on. So yeah, you just hand tighten these studs. You don't really torque them or anything when you install them into the head. Just tighten them down as tight as you can with your hand so they're engaged the whole way.
And you just put a cam in this too?
I put the cam in it, yeah. I didn't have I had the cam, but I didn't have it down at my engine builder when he assembled the short block, so that is up to me to do.
How long did that take?
The cam? Not long. Oh man, the actual thing actually came out. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I just lubed it up, slid it in. It's the cam I'm using in this, I'm probably going to change later down the road, but it should be a pretty cool cam for now. And it's a GM like I bought it out of the GM catalog, honestly. It's a road race cam. And this is going to probably be a little secret because not a lot of people know this. You can buy this cam from GM or from Summit or anywhere. And it's the cam they use in their like Le Mans builds, like all their road race Corvettes. That's the cam that's in this.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah. And it's got a pretty good lope to it and stuff. So it should be pretty sweet. Ether, get my fingerprints off it. This is probably me just being anal. You probably don't need to do this.
Good chance.
But you should see me when I put the actual nuts and stuff on. It gets a little crazy. And the head, here's the head. And then I had, these are the stock heads that were on it. And now I had them clean them up and everything, and do all the valve, redo all the valves, install the new valve springs and stuff, and obviously deck the head. So you can see that nice and shiny. They also did like a mild port job on this. Pretty much just to clean up any of the casting flash and stuff inside. Which doesn't really look like they did much. Either or. That's what they told me at least. Well, I guess they only did the exhaust side really. Whatever. I don't care.
Pretty nice.
Once it's boosted, it shouldn't matter that much. And we're gonna clean this the same way.
This is neat.
This is neat?
Yeah.
I mean, a build on anything's neat in my opinion, but
These Chevy LSs seem pretty simple.
they are very simple.
Like 2 valves.
If I wasn't going as nuts so with the engine build and stuff, like, this is all stuff you can do in a garage. Like, you can rebuild a bottom end in the garage. But I kind of overbuilt this, in my opinion, for what I want to do. Like, this thing would probably be perfectly fine NA for what I was doing. Like, it'll probably be 500 horsepower NA. If I already put the jam to it, I'll put that can of ether at.
But you're trying to be a hot boy, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to be a hot boy, and I got a Vortec V1 supercharger kit to go on it.
Basically, you don't want to have tires.
No, and that should be good for like 700. I'm hoping. We don't know yet. It's all up in the air.
Tell them about the chassis.
I picked this chassis up off of a friend a long time ago. It's completely stripped. There's no engine, no tranny, no subframes, no suspension. The only thing it really had in, I think, was a passenger seat and the dash. That's it. And I pretty much had everything for parting out cars in the past to make it a roller. And now currently it has a Polish angle kit on it. So it should have like 65 or more degrees of steering angle. Right now, just sitting on an old set of coilovers I had. I'll probably upgrade those. That one chassis rail was bent, so I ended up cutting them off years and years ago. I still need to finish some of that. Not like a full tube or anything, just like cutting off the bent shit. That's it. It's a 95, so it's OBD1, so I should be able to get around any kind of inspection stuff, emissions and all that.
You won't have to turn into a classic car like me.
No, I mean I could.
Yeah.
I mean it's old enough, I won't have to deal with it that way. But yeah, we'll get it together and see. I mean, long time coming. Time for the money shot.
Oh.
And the head's going on. Get that little right off.
Do you need a hand?
Nah, they're pretty light. So I'm just trying to get it nice and clean. And these heads have sat wrapped up for a while. Like I pretty much picked stuff up. I was working so much I didn't really get any of it together or even check it out ahead of time. Okay, so
She on there.
she's on there. Next step is to install all the studs. Put all the nuts on, washers and everything. I'm going to install the studs, the washers and the nuts and torque the head down.
All meticulous like.
Yeah, super meticulous. And we're going to do a time lapse or a montage or something because it's boring. And it'll likely take a while. Following along. 1, 2, 3.
So you have to torque it You have to torque 1 through 10 basically 30 times total.
3 times each.
Yeah. I guess that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, and just follow along, not to lose your place. Some torque specs are pretty wild for some cars. Like some of them require you to do so many degrees and stuff. You want to do it in like one motion without stopping. Otherwise, you don't get as good a torque. Like so. So I don't know if you notice, like when you tighten something, it takes more torque to start moving again.
Yeah.
Than if you just keep moving. So shiny. Let's see here. Let's not go that way. Maybe this way. Oh, that's nice. Oh. Made in USA. Wow.
So tell them what the crank scraper does.
Crank scraper. So what the crank scraper or crank scraper do is clears the oil off the counterweights on the crank. So you'll see all these little cutouts. We'll do a little demonstration for you even. And what happens when the rotating assembly is spinning through the oil real fast, oil's coming down, everything, the counterweights pick up oil and they sling it. And that's bad. You don't want that oil slinging around off the counterweights. What that does, it aerates the oil, which is bad because it puts oil into the crankcase through the PCV. Bad shit. So what this does is exactly what it sounds like. It scrapes the crank of the oil. So it's machined perfectly, so it's not touching the counterweights of the crank in anywhere, but it's so close that it sheds the oil off of it.
Keeps your oil where you want it.
Yes, exactly. Precisely, my dear. Spin the motor over real quick. Which means I might run back over to the other garage because I thought I had a wrench in there. I don't think
Son of a...
I need a wrench to turn this, and I don't like that. It's probably 15/16.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do they tell you it should be a certain thickness at every point?
They said at least 20,000, so this is all good. Just turn it a little bit each time. Just make sure. Get that all right in there. Make sure it really seats down in it. Like so. And then we can put on my final piece of bling for the bottom aside from the oil pan.
Oh, very nice.
Got one more little thing. Really top it off. Really the piece de resistance, if you will. That is cutting my hand up.
You didn't.
No, I'm kidding.
You wouldn't.
Little addition is all.
What is it?
It's a little brace. See how there's only one bolt, but there's 2 bolt holes?
Mm-hmm.
They in the aftermarket they make as a little brace. It's kind of like having 2 bolt holes now.
Man, that thing ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, not now.
pretty fancy.
Isn't it? I thought so. Every little bit, right? $20 here, $20 there, $250 there. Safe engine. You don't want to blow your engine prematurely.
Man, anything prematurely is just not good for anybody involved.
Bad, okay?
Trust me on this.
It's bad, okay?
It's the only thing Jeremy raps.
Well, I'm allergic. God damn. It's against my religion.
Alright, Jeremy, tell the fans goodbye.
Goodbye.